Hello and welcome to another session of the Mastermind Book Club. In this session, we are summarizing a very short and powerful book called Think Straight. Just remember that if you change your thoughts, you change your life. The author is Darius Forox. To give his first summary of this mastermind, I will call on Reggie Hilliard.
Hello, everyone. Reggie Hilliard talking about this book. What I'll touch on is the author talks about the fact that we have a brain, but it doesn't mean we actually know how to use it, right? And probably we do know how to use it before we were like kind of tripped up and given all these different lessons, things that kind of made us think differently from what we probably should be thinking right out the box. So the book is about helping you to think better. One of the things I'll touch on, he says, which was a very profound or important statement that I heard, where he says, use time to change the way you think and time to stop thinking, but don't think too much because that's a waste of time, especially if you're just thinking and not doing anything about your thinking. So the point is, you can think, but what are you doing with your thinking? Is it pointless thinking, or is it positive thinking that's going to help you to move forward, help you to change your life, help you to overcome some things? But just don't think, because what are you doing about that thinking? So now, if you can master your mind, master your thoughts, do things like meditate, which you don't need anything to do, any meditation. He talks about that. Like people always say, I need a new room, I need a new space, I need music. You don't need any of that. Just sit and meditate. Just sit with yourself at all points throughout the day and think about your life. Concentrate on your life, concentrate on where you're going, those types of things. If you just sit quietly with yourself at any given point, you can do that. So that'll help you to, get to where you need to go. So that's really it. I'm going to key on that. That's those particular things, right? So if we just use our mind, our brain to think a little differently, think a little bit more positively, think about overcoming some of the things that are troubling us, think about just good thoughts, we can certainly get to where we need to go.
Reggie Hilliard, thank you. Thank you for that summary. Now I call on
Mhm.
Martha Johnson.
Hello, everyone. It's a very terrific book, and they have a lot of information for everyone in any age, in any state. The brain is like our body. You have to feed our brain. You try to feed our brain with positive, with creations, something uh, can your mind use to be better human being. And what I get for this book is you have to invest in your skill and self-discipline, thinking outside the box. So be creative, mastering, mastering your mind. Don't let your mind control you. You have to control your mind. Don't let your mind go wild and decide it for you. So you have to be careful and control it. You have to let go of the past. Don't think about the past. The past is over. Think about the future for the now and the future to be have a better life and better thinking too. Learning and development is important for your brain. One of the key for myself is to have a beautiful relationship with your mind, with your thought, with your sensation, with your desires. That way, for me, I think you can control better your sadness, your anxieties, your depression, your unhappiness. And another thing you have is the universe. I believe in the universe. The universe have a lot of answers in our questions. And one another point I got is you have to write around all your desires you want to achieve in life to help you to develop. And you are what you think you are. So when I always say thank you to the Lord or to God or whatever. Everybody have different religion, and say thank you for blessings And I'm grateful for his love, for his protection, for his care and directions in life. And don't forget, you are what you think you are. That's what I get for this very terrific book.
Amazing, Martha. That's a very profound summary. Thank you very much for that. Now I'd like to call on Charles Comer.
Hello, everyone. You are what you think you are. What you think about all day, you become. Thoughts are your ideas. Your ideas become your actions become your outcome. Your total outcome becomes your character, is in which who you are. As a young man, I remember thinking to myself, I didn't want to punch a time clock anymore. I used to have a job in a restaurant where you had to punch a clock. And I said, once I figure it out, I'm never going to punch a time clock again. I also had the idea and the thought as a young man that I didn't want to be in traffic. I didn't want to be, morning traffic or evening traffic. So I always thought to find situations, plans, jobs, etc., where I didn't have to punch a clock, where I didn't have to be stuck in daily traffic. And that was a thought that I had way back when that has acquiesced itself even to my present now. Your thoughts are always present with you, and you can train yourself. You can train your thoughts to like a file system. Like, you ever forgotten someone's name and you sit there and you just go through your file. You try to go through the file because it says that we have millions and millions of thoughts a day. So you have to kind of like be still with yourself through meditation, through goal setting, through journaling. These are ways you can control the thoughts. They say that we have at least like 2 good thoughts that will make us millionaires every month. And if we can just train ourselves to be quiet with ourselves, as all the panelists have said, we will be able to figure out exactly what we want in life through our thinking. So you can think yourself into greatness. So the first thing I would say is that have a thought that you are of God. Have a thought that you're great. Have a thought that you're healthy, and have a thought that you are wealthy. You are what you think about all day long. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Sounded very similar. Thank you very much, Charles. This book, the name is Think Straight, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. That's what it says. That's the subtitle. Change your thoughts, change your life. One, as our mastermind group says, meditate. But there's another type of meditation that people take lightly, and that's just mindfulness, just thinking about what you want to do, thinking about where you want to be, what you want to see. Are you content with the moment, or are you regretting? And that's what this book focuses on: contentment, regret, or getting things done as you've never done them before. So most people will regret what they didn't do. That's a reality. Most of us regret what we didn't do, but don't forget to be grateful what you have done, because you shouldn't regret what you have done. You should be grateful because it could have been worse. The example that the author gives is the book title. When he was looking for a book title, he thought of a title first, and that title, when he searched for it, there were about 8,000 plus books in that same title range. So he thought about this Think Straight, but we know that Think and Grow Rich exists out there. I don't know when he published this book. I don't remember the dates, but what I tell you is, if you're going to do something like, for example, a book, I've done a few books, Reggie's done a book, and the reality is there's no perfection, but the longer you sit to think, to be mindful, the better of a product is going to come out. So my next book is going to take a little bit longer, but I know it's going to be much, much more powerful and more meaningful. This book helps me to realize many of these things, and I hope it does for you. We recommend it. And until the next one, this is the Mastermind Book Club signing off. Take care.